crazy 800-pound silverback bursting through the tree. Samoan babies that can run fast. I mean, that's what's going to survive.
Alright guys, we're back with another episode of Into the Roganverse. Now, for the new people that are coming in, all we like to do here is just look at the fighter and the kid. Oh.
What's paying your life?
Oops, my bad. Now, guys, what we like to do here is look at the r/Joe Rogan subreddit, and we're just going to go through a bunch of clips. Let's get started. Let's jump into the first video. First clip is Joe Rogan needs more friends like Bill Burr.
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you though?
Okay.
Let's get started.
I don't want to start this. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up better than the CDC. All I do is I watch the news once every 2 weeks. I'm like, mask or no mask? Still mask? All right, mask. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't care.
But even they say you shouldn't wear a mask unless you're treating a corona patient.
They didn't say it initially.
No, they didn't.
They did, and then it gradually, and then wait, and then everybody wore the fucking masks. This is like rollerblading. Everybody.
That's a really good comparison there, rollerblading. Even though I never went into doing the trend, I understand what he's trying to say, right? You know, the virus was like something as novelty as rollerblading, which, yeah, I mean, it only happened for maybe, what, 2 years or something like that? I don't even, I try not even freaking remember. Somebody, you know, hit me with that freaking...
I am just a figment of your imagination.
So I don't remember what or when or where it happened. I just don't remember. Actually, I don't remember what were we talking about again?
He fucking rollerbladed, and then there was that one fucking homophobic joke, and then everybody acted like they never did it. And then 100 million fucking rollerblades got thrown into the fucking ocean. We all wore masks, and then all of a sudden, people are fucking sitting there. What? You don't have the body type for it, dude. Your fucking knuckles would scrape on the ground. Even with
Oh man, of course, cause he looks like a gorilla, a little tiny gorilla. Nah, guys, honestly, yeah, like Joe, he's no doctor. I'm no doctor. I don't tell people what to do. You know, back when it was Corona time, I just didn't care what people did. I did what I had to do. All right, so this next clip, is called Joe, I'm not married to my opinion, Rogan. So now this is gonna be a 6-minute long clip, and I'm gonna try to break it down and or react to it. So Joe here is gonna start out by saying that I can't believe that Trump, the news, they're taking him out of context again, lying about him, you know, pretty much fake news, blah blah blah. He's talking to this one guy, this one guest, and the guest sees the same video and says, I think the news is right, bro. I think they're actually correct with what, you know, Trump said, and what he said is what he said. And then Joe's trying to make it sound like he didn't mean that, or he tried to say something about the economy, but not maybe like, you know, cause a World War III. Because, you know, Trump is always talking shit. And that's the problem with Trump. And it's very annoying too. I get it, because it's like anything he says, it's going to be a soundbite, right? Anything he says, it's going to matter way more now because he's running in the election, right? And they're going to try to make him seem like the worst person in the world. I mean, they already have so many things that they can get him on, but I guess people still need a couple more so they can really understand that Trump is a piece of shit. We're going to listen to this clip here.
I'm sure you're aware of this recent Donald Trump speech where he talked about a bloodbath.
oh god, yeah.
And what the actual phrase was. See if you can find that, Jamie, because it's actually important to highlight how not just inaccurate, but it's just deceptive the media was in their depiction of what he said, and that they are taking this quote out of context and trying
Fake news.
to say that there's going to be a civil war if he doesn't get elected, which is not what he was talking about at all. See, pull it up, because it's so disturbing that they would, first of all, that they would think that they could get away with it in this day and age with all the scrutiny and all the with social media and all the independent journalists that exist now.
They think they can get away with this? Huh? Nah. Joe's there. You're not going to get through Joe's big ass stomach. All right.
Which is one of the more interesting things about the demise of corporate media, the demise in trust. Trust in corporate media is at an all-time low, and so this has led to a rise in true independent journalists, the real ones out there, the Matt Taibbi's, the Glenn Greenwalds, the people that are actually just trying to say what is really going on and what are the influences behind these things and why.
Matt Taibbi, the guy that befriended Elon Musk and then Elon Musk unfriended him because he didn't want to be on X and wanted to be on Substack? That Matt Taibbi that wrote the Twitter files or whatever that shit was? Yeah. Yeah. Independent journalist, you say?
Why are these things happening? But this one was bizarre. When I saw it, and then I saw the actual speech. Let's play the actual speech.
Yeah, I have the actual speech. The headlines are different, but I'll just play this.
Let's play the actual speech.
To China, if you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal. Those big monster.
So Xi, the President Xi of China, and Trump are friends, right? But friends, you're gonna get tariffs. You're gonna get tariffs.
Car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us. Now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole... That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. If this election isn't won, I'm not sure that you'll ever have another election in this country. Does that make sense? I don't think you're going to have another election in this country. If we don't win this election, I don't think you...
So if Trump doesn't win this election, life as we know it ceases to exist. That's what Trump is saying, right? Or maybe I didn't really understand what he said there.
You're going to have another election, or certainly not an election that's meaningful. And we better get out, or we better... I actually say that the date, remember this, November 5th, I believe it's going to be the most important date in the history of our country. I believe...
Yeah, because if Trump doesn't get elected, he's going to go to jail. The only reason why Trump is running is to be not in jail. Is to not be in jail. That's the whole reason why he's running. He obviously knew that he's a freaking criminal, right? I mean, we already seen it. Dude, like, I know people are in the comment section be like, "No, bro, I mean, they're lying. They're making him look bad." Bro, Trump can just makes himself look bad any kind of way. Okay, he wears freaking orange makeup, has a comb over, freaking walks like a pigeon. I don't understand the appeal of it.
Pretty bad. That sounds like the Flight 93 election argument, that if I don't win, the country's over.
But what he's talking about is this subversion of our economy and the subversion of our democracy, that we will never have an election again. I don't think he's saying that it'll be a bloodbath in terms of a civil war. He's saying that the economy is going to be destroyed.
There was no... I was listening for that.
So Rogan is saying here, you know, if he doesn't get elected, the car manufacturing is going to make the economy crash, because if we still have Biden, which we had for 4 years already, and I don't feel like shit's crumbling. So I think we're going to be good, guys. I think we're going to be good. But this is, you know, obviously just... exaggeration.
I was thinking maybe he meant it as a metaphor. I didn't hear any. I mean, the bloodbath is... It's
an unfortunate term, but what he's not... I don't think he's saying it's a civil war.
It's unfortunate. The word he used is unfortunate.
It sounded to me like he was. It sounded to me like, you know, if he doesn't win, there will be violence.
Right.
You'd have to really give him a hell of a lot of benefit of the doubt.
He's talking about the economy.
He was talking about the no, it was
he's talking about China building plants. He's talking about all these things and saying that if he doesn't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a mess. I don't think...
So what does that mean? If he's not president, it's going to be bad, right?
I think he would elaborate on that if he was saying there'll be violence. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying destruction of our economy, the destruction of our...
you know, he makes a lot of asides. So he was talking about the economy. That's true. And then he said, if I'm not elected, and then he makes an aside about what would happen to the country if he... So look, we might disagree on this. We surely disagree on our priors.
It's surely the wrong way to say it. Surely, we both agree on that.
Yeah. Oh,
It's an unfortunate term to use
for him to, yes, that's right. But it doesn't sound to
Yes.
me as though the media took that one out of context.
And well, they sort. I just rewatched the longer video in closed captioning.
Yeah.
Cut it off. The video we watched cuts it off right after he says bloodbath.
Oh.
And it does continue to
Oh.
sort of say something
Let's see.
about
Don't get
the
elected.
cars.
Oh, so there's more evidence on what he said. There's more context, you say, Jamie? Let's hear the context, Jamie. Pull that shit up.
It's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine, all he does is build car manufacturing.
Okay, so he's
plants.
back on the
the biggest-
economy.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was talking
That's
about
what he's
wait,
talking
wait,
about.
but he made but the aside was not about the economy. The aside was him making one of these typical asides about how, how important he is.
That is true. Trump is the most important man in the world, and his supporters think the same thing. That's what it is. And I know people are gonna be like, "Of course he is, bro. He's the greatest person in the world." I know you guys are gonna do that. I bet you guys are gonna do that.
All right, Joe, I think we're not going to settle this. I
Yeah.
think, look, I do agree that the media, as a progressive left-leaning institution like universities, has violated its duty many times to the truth and thereby lost the trust of much of the country. Most of the people who work in these industries, I think, are wonderful and are trying to do a good job. But the net effect, and this is my point about structural stupidity, during our culture war, institutions that have had very little viewpoint diversity have been subject to hijacking by those with a political agenda. So I agree with you about that, although I disagree with you about what that comment from Donald Trump meant. It sounded to me like it was not taken out of context.
Well, he was talking.
Wow, a freaking guest that does not bend the knee to good old Rogan here on trying to give him a little bit of a boost on what he's talking about, because clearly this is not the freaking clip. Joe is just utterly just wrong in his assessment in this. I mean, obviously now he's much more of a right-wing type of guy, and he sees that Trump is his guy to win, right? More than Biden because he's 3 years older than him, right? That's what it might be. I don't know, but this is good. This is a good thing to see from a guest, like not freaking just taking it and keep trucking, right? That's good. That's good to see some pushback.
Talking about the economy, though.
Before,
Specifically.
yeah, I know, but in the
But
aside,
even
he
after,
wasn't.
in the aside, he elaborates in the aside about the economy.
No, he just makes this aside about the bloodbath. But that's the least of our problems. Now back to what I was saying about the economy. All right, look, we're not going to settle this one.
It's a terrible term. It's a very unfortunate term. If he said it would be a disaster instead of a bloodbath, that would have been the better term to
Yes,
use.
that would have been a reasonable thing to say.
But he's filled with hyperbole. I mean, he's trying to excite
Yeah,
people
but
about the idea. You're right.
Words matter when you're presidential
They
candidate.
do. You're right. But no argument there, and no, I'm in no way saying that was the correct thing to say. But the way they phrased it, the way they just tried to make it seem like that was the only thing that he was talking about.
Okay, I'm just not
I
going to
get
say
it.
anything else on this.
I get it.
Look, I know people are gonna be saying the same thing on the comments. I already feel it. I feel the keys typing. Rewatch the clip, Joe. Like, maybe it's freaking Trump's fault for being too hyperbole, right? And being too excited about a bloodbath. Oh, how exciting, a bloodbath is coming. Or, no, there's a bloodbath coming. If Trump wins, well, we're actually good. If Trump wins, there won't be a bloodbath, right? There won't be one. Because Trump will save TikTok, and he'll save the bloodbath until the next 4 years. Until we get a Republican president or a Democrat president, whatever it may be. But hopefully we miss the bloodbath, because I feel like when Trump was in office, we got the bloodbath in by the whole Corona thing, right? And I feel like he was probably the one that might have caused it. Like, I feel like he kind of maybe sabotaged it, in my own opinion. Allegedly, in my own opinion, I think he did it. Look at him. He's a businessman. Businessmen make money. And you guys, some of you Trump supporters say, Trump's not a politician, he's a businessman, he's gonna run the government like a business. Yeah, and look what happened. We got Corona, and that was because of Trump's 4 years. Probably not the best person to be talking about a bloodbath. Alright, so let's get to the next clip. This one's called Rogan Talks About How Critics Are Really Funny People.
What was read in the thing. These are the critics. You'll find this hilarious.
My favorite people.
Tom Shales, Washington Post says, a sickening exercise in cruelty and venality, rotten and despicable. Wall Street Journal, the most depressing, nauseating, disgusting primetime series to date. And Joel Siegel, Good Morning America, thrill ride of the summer.
Number 1.
I think they're talking about Fear Factor here, or UFC.
Now, what do you do when you wake up the next day and you see that stuff?
I laugh. First of all, they're critics, and anybody
Or his stand-up. I'm just kidding.
who sets out to become a critic is a loser. That is a fact. Critics are all failures. No one wants to be a critic. They're failed authors and screenwriters. They are dodgeball victims, and that's why these people are writing these little scathing reviews.
Hey, buddy. Everybody's a critic, okay? I know you be criticizing people all the time on your little podcast. Okay? Everybody here's a critic. I know somebody's going to be criticizing me in the comment section.
No one sets out to make their life's work to critique other people's chances. Those people are all p***s. Every single one of them. Every one of them. That is a fact.
Can I tell you what I feel bad about?
What?
Is I was a dodgeball loser.
Well, you know what,
I'm
dude,
trying
it's
to
not a
separate
bad
myself
thing.
because
There's two types of people in the world. People that were throwing and people that were ducking, all right? But you define
No, there were
yourself.
other people. There were people getting hit in the face. I was getting hit in the face. Can you still see Spalding?
Did you
Can
just
see
stand
that?
still? Didn't you try to duck?
No, I
At
didn't
least
stand
attempt
still.
to duck?
I was like 1'4". What was I supposed to do?
Joe, too. Imagine Joe when he was a kid, how tall he was. Probably like 5'1". But look, I mean, Joe knows. I mean, Joe has said this before that he was a small guy, and the way that he defended himself was to learn fighting, learn how to fight, and because of his small stature, and I think where he lived at in Boston or somewhere there, that they would pick on him constantly, and he had to man up or find a way to defend himself in order to to live a healthy life and get through the world and not get your ass kicked by other people they think that they're better than you or bigger than you.
Even if you attempt to duck, you're classified as a ducker, but they define
I probably
you.
still owe you lunch money, even though I didn't go to school with you.
Dude, I was not a lunch money taker. I threw the dodgeball, but I never took anybody's lunch money.
I think that's wise. But this is fun for you. You're having a good time.
It's fun, and it really is fun for the people who do the show, honestly.
Right.
They
And
have
they
a good
do get
time 'cause it's so
$50,000 bucks.
silly.
Right.
Well, somebody does.
You don't think anybody's going to die from this thing?
No. But they by the time it gets to the stunt, past the stunt people,
Right.
it's been done so many times. It's like meticulously planned out.
Oh.
These guys coordinate everything like weeks and weeks and weeks in advance. The stunt guys test it and retest it. They're
So
not
you
going to
guys-
let it.
Do you guys remember when Joe was the Fear Factor guy? Man, I remember those days, man. I used to watch Joe Rogan's Fear Factor a while back, a long time ago, back in daytime TV. I mean, it was kind of crazy to watch people eat raw dicks and, pig anuses, sort of pickled, and Joe having a disgusted face, and also cheering people on to eat dick, which is, I mean, and now you see it. Now you see it, more freely, because we got now like Liver King and people on YouTube that are just crazy.
Anything that's any more dangerous than playing like a game of tag football. Seriously. It
Can I
just
tell you
looks
how
scary.
bad, honestly, I broke my collarbone playing tag football?
You hurt yourself in tag football.
I was just going to tell you, though, that idea about planning the show out, I'm going to try that. Because we so don't do that.
You should always try to plan things out.
God damn it. It's good to see you, though.
Good to see
And
you
you're
too,
having
man.
fun? You're going to get back into the acting thing and do all that?
If it's fun.
If it's
I
fun.
just look. I'm a stand-up comedian. That's what I love
You're
to do.
still doing that, going
yeah,
around and
everything else I
traveling.
just do for money.
And
Really.
very funny one at that. Joe Rogan, the whore of whores, Joe Rogan. Airs on NBC on Sunday nights, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe. It looks like Joe was never really into acting, right? He was always into the stand-up and the Fear Factor and the UFC, and that's all he was doing. And it's funny to see Joe Rogan in this clip because at first he was like, you know, critics suck. And then he was like, you know what? They're not that bad. You know, it's just kind of fun to see there. Yeah. All right, let's get to this next clip. This one's called "You're Getting Close, Dude."
Armpit hair doesn't bother me at all.
No.
Doesn't
On a
bother
lady?
me.
So
No.
wait, you like jacked ladies with armpit hair?
Yeah, a little bit of
You're
armpit
getting
hair.
close, dude. You're so close. That's as close as it gets.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like a good buzz cut.
I like them bald.
Yeah,
I like a bald lady. She can wear a wig.
Yeah, she can wear
You
a-
be a different hairstyle
Get her
every
some
night.
khakis.
Oh my god.
Damn, that fisherman might have got you, dude. That might have set you off.
Imagine.
So they're talking about here Joe's preference in the ladies. He likes them bald. I mean, he probably likes himself. He probably sees the girl next to him like as a mirror, right? Like, I don't know. This is kind of weird. I want to skip this one, man. I'm not. Look, if Joe likes girls with armpit hair, that's fine by me. I don't have no problem with that. And if he doesn't like some bald, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I don't know why I'm watching this this freaking clip. All right, this next clip is called Eddie Bravo revealing details about Joe's finances, and Joe gets upset.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Me
Now,
too.
when I get a business manager, I don't have to keep. I like, you know, I always envied you, man. How many years did we know each other and you had a business manager and I had to handle all my shit, do all my taxes? You never worried about shit. Since I've known you, you just have a credit card and you don't worry about shit. I remember a couple times you told me, go, man, I could have $2 million in the bank. All right. I didn't want to disclose that. Okay.
So,
Anyways.
Eddie Bravo,
Eddie,
stoned.
do you like comic books?
And now we know how much Joe has because of the Spotify deal. Look at all that money that Joe has. But of course, Joe probably at that time did not have the Spotify money. And just like, you know, Eddie Bravo said, hey man, I had, you know, you probably had a couple millions out there, right? But I mean, it's still cool. Like you know you have that much money. You're not a freaking like some brokey trying to like look at your bank before you head into a Carl's Jr. or McDonald's to see if you have a good balance in there. Now look at him. Now everybody knows online. But who knows now his new contract, because he's back on YouTube. Probably just getting that YouTube money with the Spotify money being exclusive. Not exclusive anymore. Now Joe isn't so shy about his finances, which is great. Props Joe Rogan. All right, let's get to the next clip. We got Bill Burr is so logical and hilarious.
Because you flog yourself for being
Oh,
vulnerable.
would you stop it like you have
Yeah.
some sort of
I
psychology
do.
degree?
10 years in therapy. It's
So what?
how-
I've watched
it's
football
anger.
for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
Yeah, Christina just said something so dumb. It's like me watching WWE wrestling, and now I know how to. I'm a professional WWE wrestler, right? I've been watching it for 10 years, bro. I think I know how to do a 360 moonsault. Okay.
We're paying your life.
I mean, Bill makes a good point there, and it's also like people that watch TV and watch movies, watch whatever. They're like, I could do that. All right, next clip we got Tyson is going all in. So now we got Mike Tyson. He's gonna go fight Jake Paul in a boxing match. His return. What's been like maybe like 2 years already since this last fight with Roy Jones Jr. And so now he's coming back and he's training. He's all in. Let's look at this. Damn, Tyson got the cheeks. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, but he does though. Look, one thing that I don't like that people say online about Mike Tyson and this Jake Paul fight is that, so this is kind of funny to see because if Jake wins, he loses. But if he loses, he loses. If you guys can understand that. What I also don't like is that they say that this fight is rigged. Like, how disrespectful are you, man, of Mike Tyson saying that he's willing to throw the fight, right? Because you guys think that Mike is like in financial trouble. You guys know how many businesses this man has and how much money he has accumulated throughout his whole boxing career that you think he's going broke and now he has to throw in the towel for Jake Paul to win. That's just so disrespectful, man. Even also for Anderson Silva, I heard that too when Jake beat him. And I saw that fight and I was like, how can you fake that shit? I saw a cocky Anderson Silva lose that fight because of what he was doing, because of his actions. He did not pull the trigger fast enough. Maybe he also was sort of intimidated by Jake Paul's power. And now we're gonna see a Mike Tyson, an actual boxer, but yes, a veteran at that, old. But I don't ever want to hear those kind of conversations that, you know, he's gonna throw out the fight. All right, we got the next clip here. This one's called Conor Coked Out of His Mind at a Movie Premiere. So this is from the UFC's a repost.
Conor, I'm Claire Gallagher with the Daily Texan. What can you tell us about your acting debut? Obviously, it's your first experience.
Hard work, but you know, we got it done. It's in the bank for life. You know, you put something in the bank, maybe it's not going to be there for life. You might spend it. This baby is in there for life, and I'm ecstatic about that. You know, I got into good, strong shape. I gave it my all. You know, I was a little probably green at times, a bit rough around the edges, but for the character it worked. And you know, onwards to the next one if there is a next one.
Yeah. I mean, he looks normal. He looks like Conor in every party, right? I don't know. I mean, he seems a little amped up because he is a co-star in it, but I don't know if he's on the sugar. So I don't know. Let me know, you guys, if you guys think that Conor's on the juice, on the juicy juice. Okay, he just seems kind of excited. He's seeing, you know, celebrities come in, pop up, but I don't know. He could also be in that stuff. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's get to the next clip. This clip is called Back When Alex Jones Confused Eric Andre for Trevor Noah.
Hold on. Let's all try to fight, guys. Hey, man, how you doing? What's your name?
Hey, they keep pushing me, but I just wanted to sign up for the open.
No, the Democrats are never violent, like the Black Lives Matter events and attacking the Trump people.
I'm not a Democrat either. I'm a nihilist.
I know. But the Daily Show's not a Pentagon weapon program.
I'm not on the Daily Show. I'm on MySpace.
Okay, well, that's good. But listen.
Oh, I mean, they do look alike a little bit. Trevor Noah and Eric Andre. I can see it. I see it. Yeah, I don't see it.
I mean, you seem like you're upset.
I want you to have sex with my wife.
So just trying to be shocking.
No, not at all. Here's my hotel key. I want you to have sex with my wife.
Sir, I know you're trying to be shocking right now.
I'm super into Trump. I'm Trump all day, baby. Right, Trump, baby.
All right. Now, you have been up here at the front of the deal, kind of popping in, folks.
Why does my pee-pee come out yellow?
Oh, now I know why folks want to matter. This is an agitator who doesn't want to actually even have speech. He wants to shut.
How does he, has he seen the Daily Show? I mean, this is not Trevor Noah style.
Down our speech. That's his job. No. You want me to have...
What?
Well, we have children.
You can't melt steel.
We have
the bombs in Tower 7.
Well, I've exposed all that.
I'm with you.
All right.
I'm on your side.
Well, you said something legitimate.
You're looking for an argument, and I want to know who put the bombs in Tower 7.
Okay, he wants to edit this later.
Do you guys want to edit this later? Eric! Eric's a freaking classic, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what happened there with Alex. I don't know. Does Alex think that all black dudes look alike? That maybe it's the suit. Maybe it's the suit. I don't know. Let me know, guys, what you guys think about this clip. How does he confuse Trevor Noah with Eric Andre? They clearly have different haircuts too. I mean, do they? I'm kind of now seeing Trevor Noah and Eric Andre. All right, let's get to the next clip, guys. Joey saw all this shit coming and tried to warn us over 10 years ago, and we ain't on Mars. Yeah, And we ain't on Mars.
For space.
I mean, Joey's right. Why do we care about going to Mars if our planet here is messed up? You want to mess up another planet out there too? Oh, Joey, if you must know that wars do kind of fund a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to be a nerd here, but that's what the military-industrial complex is about. Is he talking about Obama's wife, the kid program to make him skinnier? I think that's what he's talking about. Joey is freaking going bonkers here, man. He's freaking loud. So Joey is going off because he's worried about his kid and where his kid's gonna be in a couple of years right now. I don't think you have to be worried about the Arabs taking over. Maybe you have to be more worried about the Chinese taking over now. And yes, Mars is not gonna help. He was a little stressed out there about have his kid coming into the world, and he's not so sure what this world's gonna be about and how the world's gonna treat her. And I feel like that's how a lot of parents feel about their kids coming in now. But through all that, we you know, some of us are still gonna have kids, some of us are still gonna have jobs, some of us are gonna die, but at the end of the day, that's just how life goes. We keep on going. All right, let's get to the next clip. Thank God we have Theo Von.
Last night you said I was thinking about it all day. You were like, we were talking about the Holocaust again. And you were like, Hitler, how far did Hitler?
You know when the boys talk about World War II?
Hitler lived from the Holocaust.
Yeah, I didn't know.
It's been me up all day.
Really?
It's so funny, dude. Thinking of him, you think Hitler commuted to do the Holocaust?
I didn't.
Like went to work.
I didn't know, man.
Like he checked into an office. It was like, all right, this is good. This is what I planned.
Of course, look, yeah. I mean, damn, how the hell am I gonna talk about this? I mean, sure, me and the boys, we talk about the Holocaust sometimes. I mean, actually, we kind of do, and some people in my friend groups don't think that it happened, and I'm a little worried about it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But Theo Von, obviously, he has a trick, or he has a knack, right? He has a knack for playing a dumb guy, a dumb southerner. And if you know about Theo, he's actually quite educated. He's got a bachelor's in city planning or something like that. So, but that also doesn't equate, you know, for him knowing world history, which I think I'm just maybe complimenting how actually smart he is and just playing the dumb part. Because if he plays dumb, there's gonna be way more material than him just being a smartass, right? And so, I mean, it's great to see Shane point that out too. Is like, you just make me crack up, dude. Like, you fascinate me, right? That's just kind of like the point of it. But yeah, that's a funny little clip, man. So here we have a post of Bill Burr looking a little younger. This post is called "Bill Burr wasn't kidding when he said he had an afro when he was younger." So he looks like the kid from Malcolm the Middle who got stuck in the tree. You know the funny thing about that guy is that little kid in Malcolm the Middle who was in the special class is the same guy that came out in Shameless and has been on the, what do you call it, Arkham City show. He's done the Jedi Force video game or Battlefront video game. He's been on like a lot of stuff, and he does look like him there, which is kind of funny to see. And it was back then when Bill had hair, so it's kind of interesting. You know, it's also funny to know that Bill Burr, he's also named after a serial killer, but he didn't realize that until later, I think. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. He looks really interesting. That's who he reminded me of when I saw that photo. Okay, let's get to the next clip. We got Bill Burr on offending both sides, or rather everyone.
Skipping around, that's boring. You know, the whole thing is just like about annoying people. Like when people tweet, it's very easy to piss off one side. The art is you got to try to get everybody. So you tweet stuff like, Trump is such a dope, he's actually going to make me vote for a woman. Right? And then you just sit back. Intentionally. And you just watch him. You're like, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
You got everyone yelling at you.
Cereal out of a box.
Well, what are you eating cereal for? Hey, what?
That's why everybody loves Bill Burr. He doesn't I mean, he does choose some sides here and there, but he also shits on both parties, or if he's talking politically or he's having a certain subject. This is the reason why he gets along with both sides, the left and the right. So I can understand why he does that. Maybe also seeing everybody hate him is also a double negative, and kind of nobody hates him, right? That's kind of my understanding of it.
Because I am all over the map, though, I get shit like I get shit that I'm a Trumpster. I get shit that I'm a socialist. I mean, it's literally all over the map.
But you make both sides angry.
I guess that's what I do. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
All right.
No one's happy when you're talking.
Yeah. I think that's going to be my wife's new ringtone.
Okay, so let's get to the next clip. Ray Charles, Joe might be a different breed. That was brutal, LOL.
Fucking 80s. I read this guy's book. I started running stairs because of this dude.
You read a kickboxer's book?
Oh, yeah.
You dumb as fuck.
I'm dumb as fuck. I've read about 30 kickboxers books.
Wow, he read 30 kickboxer books? That's a lot of books, man.
Kickboxer book that anybody ever wrote, I read.
I did sit-ups, and then I kicked that guy in the fucking head.
That would be a dumb fat dude's interpretation of what a world-class combat sport athlete would tell you what to do.
I think Shane's joke there was like, oh, you thought just because you read a book you can kick somebody's ass? Yes, that's what a lot of people think when they read The Way with, what's it called? Water? Bruce Lee's book. They're like, now I'm Bruce Lee. I got the powers. The 1-inch punch. You know, it's like, come on, bro. Chill out. He's making him sound like Cat Williams. Were the books like this thin or what? Oh, let's get to the next post. This one's kind of funny. Rogan was on Scooby-Doo. The Unmasked of the Year. That's kind of funny. All right, so guys, let's get to the next clip. This clip is called Bill Maher interviews and supports doctor who cured HIV and injected Charlie Sheen's blood. That's crazy. Let's get into it.
We saw some of the footage of you and Charlie in Mexico, and he talked about this on Dr. Oz. You took Charlie's blood when he was HIV positive and injected it into yourself. And Dr. Oz says that is very inappropriate. What I thought was that's confident. So you don't have, you injected Charlie Sheen's tiger blood into you, and you are neither HIV positive nor a tiger now?
No,
Look, I'll show you guys the context a little bit later. I'll just let you guys watch this clip for now.
I saw a very sad person in a very sad place, and I really wanted to give him a boost that there was real hope out there. There was a way of curing him. And I did that. It was spontaneous. But, you know, Oz is right. It would be crazy for him to do that because Oz doesn't have a real AIDS treatment. I do.
Right.
It would be crazy. It would be crazy for Oz. He's not vaccinated. I am.
So a guy in the comment section pretty much gave us all the context here that we need. This guy, Sam Chachua. So this guy, Sam Chachua, I think that's how I'm saying his name, his last name. It seems like he was just grifting, and all that was just grifting. So here's a guy, somebody, don't know. Nature Infamous 543 says, in an episode of the Dr. Oz show taped in late 2015 and aired July 12, 2016, Charlie Sheen said he had been receiving alternative treatments for HIV in Mexico from Chachua, stating, I'm sick, been off my meds for about a week now. According to his manager, however, after the episode was taped, he resumed taking his meds. Sheen's manager, Mark Burke, stated that the minute the numbers went up, he started taking his traditional medicine again. In the course of his treatment of Sheen, Chachua claims that he injected himself with Sheen's blood. Sheen also had stated that Chachua may have switched the needles before injecting himself with blood. Chachua also claims that his treatment renders Sheen's HIV negative despite the fact that Sheen continues to be HIV positive. Sheen has claimed that Chachua unlawfully administered treatments in the U.S. where he is not licensed to practice medicine. So that's the context of this clip here that I'm showing you, and it was just, if I'm saying his name right, Chachua was just bullshitting. just what they call them, parlor tricks, just a facade. And I mean, allegedly, so let's just throw that word in there. And you know, I mean, obviously, they're not. Nobody has that. Nobody has. I mean, now I think they do now. They probably have some sort of new treatments for it, but at the time back then, they didn't have such cure. And if he did have that cure, then why not just sell it, or right, like try and make money out of it, or sell it to a big medical freaking corporation and make millions and billions and trillions off of it, and cure all the people with HIV, not just people like celebrities like Charlie Sheen with his tiger blood. So I mean, obviously, why would he keep it all to himself? Like, what do you think that it's for the worthy? I mean, Charlie Sheen definitely is not worthy of HIV treatment, but I mean, just based off being sketchy at times. But look, anybody, everybody deserves a life. They deserve their life. They deserve to have a life. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, just Charlie Sheen just died, but also why trick Charlie Sheen into that, right? Like, but then he also saw that he never injected himself with the blood because obviously he would have been infected. Maybe Sheen has some sort of crazy. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass now. But guys, you know what? Let me know what you guys think about this, and write it down below about this, and let's go to the next clip. All right, let's get to the next clip. This clip is called "Joe Takes DMT and Realizes Sometimes He Takes Himself Too Seriously." MMA Show 90, 2020. So this was almost, 4 years ago already.
Whenever I have these conversations with people, there's two types of people. There's people like you that have had the experiences that go, mm-hmm. And then there's people that have no experience in it at all that look you like, yeah, it's mushrooms. But I feel bad for those people.
I do too.
Because I know how I used to think, and I would have dismissed it the same way. I would have said, this is the foolish notions of frivolous spiritual people that are just being ridiculous, and they think, oh, it's all about the mushrooms, man.
Yeah.
Of course it is, man. Everything that grows from the ground makes you see what's been around.
But it is. If you do it, you'll realize, like, oh, well, if you do any real potent breakthrough psychedelic, any real breakthrough psychedelic experience is going to make you humble. It's going to make you realize, like, oh, there's more to this than everyday consciousness.
Yeah.
There's more to this experience, this existence. There's something way bigger, and you only can tap into it through a variety of different methods, whether it's,
That's just how you feel when you get high. You're like, man, we're just really small in this big world. I mean, we're in this little bubble, but there's a bigger bubble out there. Bro, that's crazy.
Would name your psychedelic or name your trance-like state that people can go into. There's a lot of different ways to tap into it, but once you do, you realize, like, this is not this little thin thing that we're touching right now. This is not everything.
Right. Yeah, what's it supposed to be?
I had a
It's
bunch of
almost
jokers
incomprehensible.
giving me the finger the last time. A bunch of jesters, like
See,
court
I never
jesters.
seen nothing like that, man.
It was
I've never seen it.
ridiculous.
I
They were
heard
all
about
like,
the machine.
fuck you, all like circling me, like infinite
Oh
numbers
my
of
gosh.
basic.
So he's talking about his trip, like court gestures. That kind of hits the kick, the roundhouse kick to the nose, where he's seeing like in his illusions, or he's tripping, right? Like, that's basically what I'm trying to say. He's tripping and he's saying court gestures. In a way, that's what comedians were back in the days, were court gestures, which could, kind of make sense. It's kind of like on the point.
Basically, the feeling that I got was like, oh, I take myself too seriously. And these jesters were just going, fuck you. Like, you don't like that. You don't like when someone goes, fuck. So they were going, fuck you. And there was like, but they weren't saying the words, but they were definitely giving me the finger. But there was like an infinite number of jesters surrounding me going, like giving me like this vibrating finger. And I was like, oh, but it was clear what they were saying. Like, hey bitch, you take yourself too seriously. And then
I mean, I feel like I've had that kind of thing when I think my first I think it was like I saw like gears or like just like videos of everything, pictures, whatever it is, like just circling around me, like everything in my brain files, I guess, like, and it was like going in a clock. I think it kind of resembled like a clock in a way, and it was kind of crazy. But yeah, like, also I'm not trying to make it sound cool, but you know, also don't do drugs, kids.
And I was like, oh, you're right. And once I would say, you're right, they're like nodding at me like, mm-hmm. Okay.
See, that's
You
what I
get it.
like. I like to be able to work. Like, that's work. That's
Yeah.
work right there. Like, you went and you worked
Yes.
through something, you know?
Yes. I think when you work too hard at something and you're trying to achieve something, like oftentimes you think very highly of yourself. Like that's what you like. I should, my Netflix special is gonna be the shit. This is gonna be the best one I've ever done. I'm gonna fucking show everybody how good this is. And they were like, fuck you. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, you're right. I was like, you're right. This is silly. That's like I'm just alive for a certain amount of time, and I shouldn't think that way.
He needs that again. He needs to be humbled again by them card gestures.
I mean, there's part of you that gets trapped in thinking that way because you're trying to do something, but you don't have to think that way to do the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I honestly think Joe, back when he was in California Joe was the best Joe, bro. California Joe, bro, did not take himself too seriously, bro. He was chill, bro. He went to Texas, bro. And the fun was over, bro. And now he's like Moses guiding comedians to the promised land of Austin, Texas. And I mean, like, Joe, come on, Joe. I mean, Joe needs no, I'm not gonna. No, Joe, don't do it. Keep the same way that you are, and yeah, of course, I'm not promoting drugs. This is not what YouTube's about, guys. Honestly, no, don't ever do it, Joe. You shouldn't be doing that. Just be yourself. And hey, if you're now a meaner person, different person than you were 4 years ago, then I mean, that's just maybe the real you now. Maybe the real you is the current you. This is the other you, but now the new you is maybe just more older, much more grumpier, now you take yourself seriously again. But that's it, guys. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know whatever. All right. So yeah.
EWG's research on
You know what, guys? I'm about to end it here. I think I yapped too much already, and it's time for me to go. So I'll let you go. And like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another one. Don't forget to write down on the comments. I like your engagement, and keeps the channel alive, honestly, because I love it when sometimes you and I be arguing. Whoever you might be typing, might be typing something mean or something critical. I love it. I love it when you guys criticize me. That's what I live for the destruction. No, for the fun. I mean, it's fun, and also, maybe you could get me for once. People online could get me for being dumb or something, because obviously you guys don't really have a great response when I reply back. So I'll see you guys for another one, like I said, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another one. Bye bye.